What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Living Life Fast, and today you join me in the Civic. Have a listen. Whoa! So yeah, you join me in the Civic Type R. It's been a little while actually. Still not shot the first drive video on it, but I've actually been daily driving it for the last 2-3 months. Ooh. And I can tell you, this thing is so reliable. Obviously, credit to the guys who turbocharged it. Not even a niggle, not had to ring them once. But we are on our way to the unit. I want to update you guys on what's going on with all my cars. Where are they? Have I sold them all? Also, I want to speak to you about my race car. Some of you know that I did testing. I had to pull out for the main race because there was a low engine oil pressure. And also what's going on with the racing in general. You know, what is my goal? What are the aims? And anything else I can think of, we'll try to speak about that as well. So yeah, anyway, let's do this. Right, so we're back at the unit, and as you can see, absolutely no cars, only the RS4. Nah, only joking. So obviously we've got the Civic over here, and the pink MG, and of course, we still have the McLaren 720S, and we do still have a couple of other cars, but firstly I want to update you on the race car I want to do with the racing, so you have to wait to the end of the video, and then we'll chat about the cars. Oi! Right, let's do this. I think we'll start with the race series now. Obviously, we shot a few videos. Looking back at the videos, I didn't really explain in much detail of what the goal is, what I'm trying to achieve. As mentioned, I'm not trying to become a professional racing driver. I'm just here to have fun. I want to experience what it's like to be in a real racing situation. I want to be on a grid with like 20, 30 cars, tackling into the first corner. I've been told that track days and test days, yeah, cool, but racing's a whole other thing. The adrenaline and how scared you're going to be on your first race is something else. So, you know, I love racing, like, you know, whether it be on a sim rig, whether it be playing a PlayStation, I just love anything to do with driving a car on its limit. Drag racing's cool, the GTR's sick, but give me the choice of, you know, finessing 100 bhp Renault Clio around a track. My adrenaline rush is way more for that. So I don't think I've told you, but I've joined the series with LLF Nick. There's a few other people I know in there, like Watson, you have met him back in the day. So Nick is kind of the one who's persuaded me to get the car. The 720S is definitely what inspired it all. Like doing a couple of track days in that car, in my head I'm like, bro, I'm gonna bin this car. What am I doing? So I wouldn't want to bin this race car, but I prefer to bin this than the McLaren. Anytime in the McLaren, there's nothing that's ever gonna stop me from driving that car as fast as possible. So just gonna have some fun. Nick's been racing for a few months now, maybe coming up to a year, I don't know. His brother's racing, they've got 6 stripped out, big turbo, like they've got some really quick cars. The car I bought was based on the series that Nick's in. So I could have chosen something completely different, but this car is within the guidelines of, I think it's called Modern and Classic Thunder Saloons or something like that. 3 races left of the season, which would have been Silverstone, Brands Hatch, and Snetterton. Snetterton's next. That's what we're doing with the racing. We're just having fun. Of course, if there's anybody that wants to get involved, like sponsors, and I am speaking to people. Moving on to the race car itself, obviously, if you did watch the test day, I did 3 35-minute sessions. Halfway between the last session, I noticed the power didn't feel correct. Like top of 6 felt a little flat. Into 7th, there was just nothing. So I noticed the oil temperature was high, pulled it into the pits. So cut a long story short, the car went back to Jeff Still Racing. I couldn't race. Very expensive weekend. Took a fat L, by the way. I know a lot of you think that everything's for free. Like people saying the sim rig's free. People think the cars are. I'm like, guys, like, you know, I know I make things look effortless. I don't shout out loud about these things, but I'm really laying my balls on the line for this to make this content, you know. But anyway, took the car back to Jeff Still Racing. It turns out that it was the rod bearings. Does have a baffled sump. I think it may even be deeper as well. But running slicks is where the problem is. This car's never been run on slicks. It's only been on AR1s. I was doing a 1 minute 3.2 on AR1s, and I did a 60.6. So I was almost 3 seconds quicker on slicks. And let me tell you, the M3 felt more capable than the 720S in the corners, man. And these rod bearings, yes, they were upgraded, but there's no permanent fix for the rod bearings. Really appreciative because Jeff Still, they're gonna honor the build, they're gonna stand by it, and they're gonna fix everything for free. They're gonna replace the rod bearings, they're gonna put ARP head bolts on. They are also going to dry sump the car, which is really, really expensive. You're talking at least 7 to maybe even 10,000 pounds. This should basically make the car bulletproof. My car moving forward, we should be good. There should be no overheating, shouldn't have any rod bearing issues. Apart from that small little niggle, I beat the car up for at least, what, an hour and 15 minutes with no issues, no funny noises, suspension felt good. The only other small niggle was the gearbox. And I think personally, looking back, it might just be me because I get really trigger happy when it comes to the gears, man. Like if you see me in the 720S, I'm always pressing the paddles. I want to be in the right power band, the right gear, and really I should be a gear up and carrying that speed through the corners. I just like to hear those RPMs, man. I don't know what it is, but shout out to Jeff Still Racing because I've got an even better car now. But anyway, now for some negativity. Now, obviously I've explained to you what the goal is with the racing, who I'm racing with. I've explained to you about the race car. You know, I bought this race car for the series. Now, something funny happened. Like when I went to go do testing, I paid for the race, £700. Testing separate, that was about £270. 15-minute practice, 15-minute qualifying, and then two 15-minute races. That's what I paid £700 for. The week before the race, I got an email from the series saying that, oh no, you can't race, your car's too fast, it's too powerful. Not that I even stated the power, but it's the power to weight is what you've got to look out for. Guideline is you can't have a car more than 340 wheel horsepower per ton. And my car's around 280, so I'm well within the guidelines. There's some much higher power to weight cars in the category. You've got E36, E46 M3s with like 400 horsepower that are like 300 kilos lighter. So the M3, yes, a very capable platform, but well within the guidelines, you know. But anyway, yeah, I got an email saying your car's too powerful, you can no longer race, like basically see you later. So I'm like, what? Sent an email back explaining what you're talking about, and then they sent one back saying, yeah, it's all good, no worries. Did testing. Obviously we had the issue with the car, but onto the important bit. So when I did my test day, the fastest lap I produced was a 60.6, so a 1 minute 6 is the fastest lap that I did. And what I've heard is that those lap times that I did on the test day have been circulating in the race series. And there's apparently somebody who's very competitive, somebody who's pretty influential in the race world, he's won a lot of races. And it's not fact, it's just opinion. Like, it's a very big coincidence. There's been a few other people that I've had issues with the same individual. Yeah, my lap times have been discovered, and apparently I'm a second quicker than all the cars in my class. Because of that, coincidentally, the rules to the race series have been changed. By them changing the rules, it now means I can no longer race with these guys, which is a little frustrating. I've calmed down now. Like I found out when I was doing the McLaren track day, but I just find it crazy that somebody like me, like who does social media, I've got like almost 700,000 followers on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube combined, and I can just get rubbed out like that. So I'm just sitting there thinking, what is going on with some of you guys that haven't got a platform, haven't got a voice? Like, there's a few other people that have had issues with this guy. As soon as he knows he's faster than you, apparently there's no problem. What they've done to change the rules, they've made it so that you now need an A license. I'm not sure if you call it a national A. It's an A license you now need, which means I need to have had at least 6 races. Some of you say, just go do the races and join in. Look, I've been told that, trust me, these are not having it. You're not entering, basically. They're going to give you a hard time. And I don't want this to be a negative time. This racing is all supposed to be positive. I wanted to race with Nick. That's why I bought the car for the rules of this series. You know, I could have bought a completely different car. I could have bought something turbocharged, something a bit more exciting. But yeah, this is what's happened, man. They basically stopped me from racing. It's bloody annoying. I can't believe that, you know, these people can rewrite the rules. And, you know, as I say, I'm not expert on the racing world, but I'm just here to have fun. And basically, we've got a broken car. We're not racing with Nick no more. So yeah, there's a slight little pause with the race stuff. But there is a race series that I'm looking at now, and hopefully we will be joining that pretty soon, middle of October. I still need to contact the guy. That's the update with the race car. That's the update with the racing. Moving forward onto the car. So this B7 RS4, you'll already know that this is the next LLF Games giveaway car. You can actually win it for £10.99. It's up on the LLF Games website. Link will be in the description. You can genuinely win this car. This Sunday will be the live draw. Odds are looking absolutely ridiculous. We've only sold like 1,100 tickets, so obviously that's a benefit for anyone that's entered. It means you're way more likely to win the car. So where are all of the cars? As you already know, the 720S is outside. We've still got the Civic, the 1M. Now that's a car that you guys have not really seen. Now, the situation with the 1M is it wasn't purchased to actually modify. That car was purchased as a keeper. Not an investment, but it was a safe buy. Now that car is actually parked on my dad's most of the time, which is why you won't usually see it in the unit. On the odd occasion, I'll swap a car over to my dad. I'll take that for a bit. As I say, there's no plans to get rid of the 1M. All these other cars, like, you know, we may do a giveaway or, you know, we may sell a car, but the 1M is going nowhere. Another car that I want to mention is the Dodge Hellcat. Now, I've not seen that thing for around 2-3 months. That car is actually parked at BD Performance. I've had some mods sent from America, and that that car is now running some serious horsepower. So get ready for the collection video on that. So yeah, 1M Coupe still here, Civic Type R still here, the Hellcat still here. If you've not tuned in for a while, I did a giveaway on my 1000 horsepower M5. That car's actually now been sold to somebody else. One car that some of you are going to be pissed off about is the Evo. Now, I actually did sell the Evo 6 RS. My arm is aching right now. Sorry, I can't do this. I can't do this, people. So if you're wondering why I sold the Evo, the God's honest truth is, it was just sitting there collecting dust. Like, the intentions to purchase the car was to do a build. I decided, because of the mileage and condition, I'm not going to do a build. That car cost almost £30,000. It would have cost 30 grand to do a build on it, and the car would have still only been worth 30 grand, so it made no sense to do it. Still a massive fan of the Evo, and hopefully, you know, one day I will have another one. To be honest with you, the Evo has been contributed towards the race car. So you could say the race car is the Evo replacement. Of course, the race car costs a little bit more money, but yeah, the Evo's gone. Jurgen at JM Imports bought it, he gave my money back, and like I said, I contributed that towards the race car. I want to do stuff that I enjoy. Like I say, I wish I was in a position for cars to just sit around and collect dust, but I truly am not. Everything I do is for content. Of course, that car would have raised in value or maybe made a profit, but I buy these cars to drive them. As you see with the 720S, we drive the hell out of this thing, you know. I don't know what's next for the McLaren, you know. Really, I don't want to be taking this on track too much more because I'm only going to end up binning it. I'm not going to say it's my favourite, but it's the absolute dream. I'm so fortunate to be able to jump in this anytime I want and just go tear the life out of it. It satisfies 3 different styles of driving. If you want to go drag racing, it's ridiculously fast. If you want to hit track days, it carries so much corner speed. And just look at it, guys. It just looks like a spaceship. But it's sad because people don't really seem to be that interested in it unless it's got 1100 brake, which I'm thinking, do we go tune it and maybe change the turbos? But I don't know, is it that car? Am I going to be stuck with this car forever by doing it? But I am thinking about it. Let me know if you want to see this tuned. These are really quick. They are not quite as quick as the GTR, but you can make them almost as quick. So I think I'm going to end the video there. Hopefully I've not bored the hell out of you, but I'm sure we're kind of up to scratch now. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 things that I've missed. As you'll know, I'm back on the car features. Anyone with something interesting, something a little bit different, send me a message. If I've not filmed the car, let me know, man. All my details are in the description. You can send me an email. You can send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. But so much content, guys, honestly. We've got, obviously, the car collection. We've got the sim racing stuff. We've got the racing series itself, like the race car. Just let me know your thoughts. What do you want to see next? I'm trying to upload Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, like religiously. I've got a full-time videographer / editor, so we're now smashing out the content. So literally go into the comment section right now and let me know what you want to see on the channel. So yeah, I'm out, people.